Hello and welcome to Simuldub Saints, your guide to seasonal anime dubs. I'm your host, Laser Kid, and with me as always is my trusty co-host.
Hello, I'm Archangel, lover of cat girls.
You've been listening to our theme song, Wherever I Go, from friend of the podcast, Ampren. Please check out their awesome music, link in the description.
And this episode, we are shouting out the YouTube channel, The Lesser of Two Weevils. More about them at the end.
You must always choose the lesser of two Weevils.
That is exactly where that comes from, yes. And
I assumed. Well, we actually got quite a bit of news, more than I expected to run into today, and one of them we're going to be dwelling on quite a bit, but we'll save that for the end. Our first bit of news is that the Apothecary Diaries has announced officially Season 3. Oh, and by the way, also an original movie from the creator of the light novel, writing a new script for the movie and everything. Like, God. I remember they said we get more in the Apothecary Diaries universe, and at the time we're like, okay, that's not Season 3. What is that? Well, I'm guessing that's the fact that we get into Season 3 and we're getting that movie. My guess is what they were teasing at the time. But Mao's back!
Just at a guess, not having seen anything, if I was to guess at the original movie, it would be a certain someone's adventures out west.
Maybe.
Assuming that that's not already part of the books, but
I mean, we'll find out. But yeah, more awesome Mao. It's going to be late next year for the start of Season 3, and then into 2027 to finish Season 3. So we've got a bit of a wait ahead of us, but it is coming. Next bit of news I'm just linking because this is funny. Crunchyroll is launching on Delta Airlines in November with several shows, including Soul Leveling, Fruits Basket, and more. Anime has finally made it to the point where it's in airline entertainment. Like, wow. I did not see that one coming, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it's an easy win. If only it was JetBlue, I'd actually be excited, because Delta and JetBlue are the two airlines primarily that use Boston Logan as a hub. And so of the two, JetBlue is cheaper. And since I'm usually flying on someone else's dime, there's that. And also, I just prefer the way they do things compared to Delta. So
Delta's my favorite one to fly if I have a say in the matter, but usually I end up with Southwest, whether I like it or
Southwest, not. But I do like JetBlue.
I'm not a fan, but they're cheap.
Yeah, well, it's like a budget airline, but not shit.
But yeah, no, good on Delta, honestly. Delta's always been good to me whenever I've flown with them, so interesting to see that happen. And our big piece of news, and we're going to be taking quite a bit of a chunk out of our time here because this is actually relevant to us as the Simuldub Saints. Hidive has announced they're dubbing their entire fall 2025 lineup in English.
I can't
very
help
bold.
I can't help thinking that this is a reaction to certain things being stolen from them, and I don't blame them one bit.
It very well could be. It's also an incredibly competitive move. Way more competitive than I'm used to seeing from Hidive. Now fix your website UI and you got a great chance, guys. Come on, let's do it. Come on. Fix your UI. Let's go.
Yep, because you're not going to retain more than a fraction of the people you bring in with this UI.
Yeah, no. At the barest of minimum, the page for your for the show should be able to track where you are. You should not have to go to history and then back to the show. That is so stupid.
Yeah, no, we've ranted about this at length before.
It is annoying, but yes. That said, that means there's 4 more, in this case, simulcast dubs. They don't call them simuldubs. To talk about. 2 of which we have trailers for. Sorry, I talked over you. I didn't mean to.
No, I was just being a button saying that is what simuldub is short for. But,
yes. Yes, it is. But, Hidive wants to stand apart from Crunchyroll, which makes sense because Crunchyroll's, portmanteaued it, but they also kind of use it as a marketing term.
And nobody says premium live event except for unless they're paid to either. So, let's just move on.
Yeah. It's a PLE, you guys.
Yeah. If you know, you know. If not, don't worry about it.
God. Anywho. So our first one is this show called Bad Girl, which I'd seen and completely ignored immediately, but now it's got a dub. I'm gonna have to check it out. And we actually have a trailer, and because these are fairly newsworthy, I'm gonna put it in right here.
Morning! Just a little longer till I can see her. That most exalted of beings. Good morning! Good morning! Receiving a morning greeting from her is like a gift from the heavens themselves. Hey, you! And now it's time for yours truly to get her share. Oh God, I never dreamed that she would approach me like this. I'm exploding with emotion. Morning. Wait a second!
Oh, I love what you did to your hair.
I didn't dye it or anything.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to say it's pretty.
My world is crumbling! Suzu?
Oh, is she your friend?
Yeah.
I think that girl is misunderstood, so look out for her. Okay?
And yeah, that's an interesting trailer. The description for Bad Girl reads, with her large piercings, brash two-tone hair, and intimidating gaze, high school first year Yutani seems like the kind of delinquent bad girl anyone would step aside for. But she's not. At heart, she's a total goody two-shoes who only has eyes for the school's Madonna, Atori Mizutori. To get the attention of Atori, Yu gives up the honor roll to become a bad girl. Too bad this very good girl isn't very good at being bad.
This seems very awkward and funny. So
yes,
you might actually like it because you seem to like this sort of thing. So we'll see.
We'll find out for sure. We'll find out soon because this comes out 3 days after we're recording this. We're recording on Sunday the 26th. This comes out October 29th at 1 p.m. So next time we watch anime, we're going to give this a go. We'll definitely come back and let you all know what we think.
I have seen the trope of the delinquent girl, either with or without quotes, falling for the disciplinary committee girl before. But this is a different spin on it. I'm looking forward to it.
Indeed. Be interesting to see. One that makes me incredibly, incredibly happy. Something I've already been watching subtitled and have actually gone on about wanting it to get dubbed for a while now. Hero Without a Class. Who even needs skills? And we have a trailer for this one as well with Aqua Hoshino himself, Jack Stansbury, as the protagonist.
I saw with a stacked lineup from what they flashed. And this is why, Hidive is setting the standard here, because even in the freaking previews, they're, at least for the main cast, they're giving us the freaking VAs at the end of the trailer.
Indeed. So here's that trailer now.
A class. In this world, it is something that the goddess blesses us with.
You are classless.
I believe hard work matters. Even if I have no class or skills, I'm not going to let that discourage me. It's okay. I'm already plenty strong enough. Actually, I'm classless.
Skills are a blessing from the goddess. They are not something you just choose to get yourself.
Welcome to Dragon Fang! We would love to have you in our guild, Arl!
I'll fight strong opponents and get even stronger. That's the whole reason I came here.
And yeah, as someone who's been watching this, that's a pretty good representation of the trailer for the show. But if you need more, in a World War I's classes determines everything. Errol, son of the Sword Princess and Archmage, was expected to inherit greatness. But when he discovers he's classless, everything changes. Now he's determined to prove that hard work and dedication are enough not just to succeed, but to excel as an adventurer. This show is so good. I have had an absolute blast watching it subtitled. Cannot wait to watch it dubbed. It's going to be a lot of fun. It does not come out quite as fast. It's coming out on November 5th. So we got another, week and change before we get there. But it's coming pretty fast. And I am very excited. Very good show. The only thing that I'll mention that's not mentioned here, because I've been watching it, the cool thing that Errol does. So classes basically, in this world, when you have a class, like your abilities are just granted to you, and you just imagine using a skill, and your body does the work for you. What Errol's doing is he's observing those and then trying to do them manually, and then because he can do that, he has a much more wide berth of skills that he can actually do, but he has to do them manually.
You can probably surpass the people with these skills with enough time or practice.
That bears out for what I've seen, yes.
Yeah, well, and it's the old trope of it doesn't matter how much talent you have, if you don't put the work in, it doesn't amount to much.
Indeed. Now, these next two we do not have trailers for, but we do have information. My gift level 9,999 unlimited gacha. Backstabbed in a backwater dungeon. I'm out for revenge. Light's story should have ended after his party betrayed him and left him to rot in the deepest bowels of the dungeon known as the Abyss. But when the true power of his unlimited gacha skill awakens, he gains the ability to summon level 9,999 items and allies. Now the young adventurer will rise from the depths of despair to seek revenge against the world and the party that had wronged him. Yeah, imagine this is one of those banished from the heroes parties, but they didn't just banish him. They basically left him to die.
I'm not gonna lie, at least just from that blurb, which is all I know, this looks stupid.
I've actually read a good chunk of this manga. It's not.
Okay. I think a lot of that is anything that portrays gacha as a concept in a positive light just triggers me. But that's a separate issue.
So his power is basically he has a gacha power and it sucks. And that's why they abandoned him, because gachas kind of suck, right?
Right, but
and that is why they huh?
Yeah, no, it's just I consider the whole thing just to be incredibly predatory.
Okay, this is not I'm playing money to do a gacha thing. Get that out of your head.
Right, but anyway.
So this is his power is basically I have a gacha and I get whatever happens. That's where that's coming from. And that's actually why he's abandoned, is because it doesn't work very well, because as you noted, gachas aren't very good. But what's interesting about him is he actually does have the ability to basically win on every pull. It just he had to get there and had to unlock it. Well, being stuck in the hell dungeon and trying to survive, he managed to do that. So basically every pull is great at that point.
Okay. Well, if his party is dumb enough not to actually stab him or something, if they just left him, then yeah, I mean,
Oh no, they stabbed him.
okay. Well, then I guess it's just their bad luck.
Yeah, they're stupid for not looking at what someone could actually be good for instead of just like, no, we're gonna kill him.
That or just, you do realize you could fire people, right?
You would think, but they're not good people. Is the old end of that.
Yeah,
Um,
well, I do
it,
like a
it
good revenge story.
it's a good revenge story, and what's interesting is he's not as the byline makes it sound like he's bent on it. That's not quite the case. He wants it, but he's not like driven only by that. There's more to the guy than that.
Hmm.
It's more like the gotcha summons he makes are driven by it more than he is. This is one of those they're upset on his behalf kind of a thing.
Okay, well. Anyway. We shall see
Anyway,
what we think.
indeed. And our last one, which unfortunately does not have a release date, which I actually should go back and say, Gotcha's coming out November 19th at 1 p.m. So that's even more further out, but we're getting there. That'll be about a month from now, a little give or take, a week, but we're getting there. So those three all have dates. This last one does not, but I know that Sketch in particular is very excited about this one. Dusk Beyond the End of the World. When growing tensions around AI spark civil unrest, Akira is caught in a crossfire when he protects his girlfriend from an assassin's bullet. Hundreds of years later, he awakes from cryogenic sleep to an unfamiliar world. As he struggles to come to terms with his new reality, he bonds with an android called Yugure, who bears an uncanny resemblance to his girlfriend. Now he must ask himself what love means in a world where technology has changed the very fabric of society.
No opinion until I've seen it. Because this
Same,
could
but
be,
I have
it's
heard from
interesting.
several people that this is top tier.
Cool. Certainly has that potential.
So yeah, quite a bit of a showing here from Hidive. Hidive, this is great. Keep it up. Fix your website. Keep this up. You might actually be competitive. At least you'll be competing with Amazon, if nothing else.
Mm.
But that is finally the end of our news. So, we're here to talk about a show that is near and dear to my heart, and I think yours as well. If the thumbnail didn't give it away, we're talking about Clevatess. The world of Clevatess is an interesting one where basically you've got several different little kingdoms. It's a fantasy world. But our main focus is on the Haydn Kingdom, which has a mix of what are called Haydn humans. They're kind of like humans with some beast features. And then, more traditional, what you'd assume was human. The Haydns are kind of a dying breed, though.
So much so that a pure-blooded one is quite the rarity, which is a plot point.
Indeed, it is. What I would argue the main character is, although you could certainly make an argument for another, Alicia Glenfall, voiced by Katie Welch. That's Malferia Marshall Raid in Past the Monster Meet Milady, the main character, and Katori's mother in Buddy Daddies. Happy day when I can reference Buddy Daddies. Alicia is one of the heroes set to go kill the titular Clevatess so that humanity can expand their world. Humanity is living in this centralized area that no matter what direction you go, you're going to run into what's called a demon lord. And they don't invade. They're not coming for you. But if you go into their territory, they will wipe you the hell out.
So it's very much living in a bubble, and the society as a whole feels that and wants to see what's out there.
A very human feeling, honestly. We always want to explore the unknown. That's very
Yep.
normal.
The best way I've heard it described, this very basic human impulse, is what lies over that hill? How can I get there? And how can I take the rest of my tribe with me?
Yep, pretty much. Well, and in case of Alicia, she was inspired by her father, Margot Glenville, voiced by Chris George. That's Sugarman in My Hero Academia, and King Boss in Ranking of Kings, who was himself a swordsman of renown. We'll get into him a lot later, but there's a little bit more to him. But he was very interested in all of that, but he wasn't able to do much. But he had a lot of hope for Alicia. He was tragically killed. Again, we'll get into that in a minute. But that spurred Alicia to want to be a hero. And in so doing, she was given a special weapon as one of the heroes to go kill the Demon Lord Clevatess. So she and all those heroes go after Clevatess, voiced by Sean Latorno. That's set in Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, and Rudolph Lanchester in Berserk of Gluttony. There's this big, giant, like, ram demon thing. I don't know how better to describe him.
More of a wolf, but yeah.
Wolf with ram horns, yeah.
Yeah. There's that. We should probably explain a little more about these weapons. So they're forged by, actually, I think the king himself, but by the Hidden Kingdom, certainly.
They have a very special forge for it, yes.
Right, and this is the thing they do once every generation or two. They'll come out with a new set of these things that are better, and find the right people to wield each of them as best they can, and then send them off to try and kill one of the demon beasts and the demon lords. And it's all been a complete failure up till now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is one of the 12 in this set wielding a fairly normal sword. At least
these swords, they do glow a red color, though.
Yeah, there's definitely something to them.
Yes, there's certainly some power behind them.
They're referred to as heroes' regalia, if I recall correctly.
I've been trying to remember what they're called, and I'm embarrassed I didn't have that ready. But yes, I do believe that's correct. There's something more to it, but yes, I do believe that was a term used. But yeah, these weapons are powerful, and the heroes do go march on Clevatess, and they all die.
Yeah, they get curb stomped.
It's very fast. But the one that lasts the longest is Alicia. She gives Clevatess a little bit more trouble. Not enough where he's struggling, but a little bit more trouble than the rest. But he does actually kill her as well. Yeah, that's right. The main character dies in the first episode.
Yep.
I'm not even kidding.
Yep, Clevatess, and literally dumped in a ravine there to rot.
So Clevatess is incensed on this attack and goes basically to the humans, specifically to King Haydn, voiced by Garrett Schneck. That's Hack in One Piece and Neva in Dragon Ball Daima. And basically like, hey, what's up? Why'd you send these guys to kill me? A reasonable question. King Haydn, you would never understand. Clevatess, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna cut your head off and kill all the humans because you're getting to be a nuisance.
Yeah, well, I mean, fuck around and find out.
Pretty much. Well, and dude, he literally asked you why. Why wouldn't you at least try?
Well, there's the question. And there is actually an answer later, but.
Yes, well, I'm trying to set that up.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But as Clevatess is leaving, he is stopped by the sound of a crying baby and a lady who's trying to save this baby, and basically tells Clevatess, "Hey, if you save this baby, it'll be worth it." Clevatess is not quite sure what to make of that, but does, for reasons even Clevatess himself can't really agree, and takes that baby, who is named Luna, voiced by Laura Woodhull. That's Kid Krillin in Dragon Ball Diamond, and Davy Keith in Anne Shirley. Very good at voicing kids.
Yep. In this case, just making baby noises, but
I mean, it works. Luna's
yeah.
got a personality. Like, you can tell.
Oh, he
that
totally does.
So, Clevatess takes him. And Clevatess can take care of, like, cleaning him and,
Yeah, he
tending
knows.
to him.
He obviously knows how to take care of like demonkin kids because, like animal kids. He knows how to clean it up and how to feed it and this sort of thing. But
Feed it is actually the thing he doesn't know what to do.
right, because he's used to. I think he's used to like animal young that at least know how to eat on their own. He's like, okay, what is with these weird human things?
Indeed. So, in order to assist him in taking care of this baby, he actually resurrects Alicia with his dark ichor now powering her body. She is now functionally immortal, but also bound to his will.
Yeah, and no snickering at the back. This is not a hentai.
Although he does immediately ask her to bare her breasts, and she's like very confused about this.
Yes,
because he does not elaborate.
Yeah, and she's like, "Okay, what?" She's not even angry. She's just baffled.
Why do you blame her?
Right. Well, yeah, because she's still getting used to the idea of still being alive, and then so to her, it's not even offensive. It's more just a non sequitur because she's so confused.
And and Clevatess does not elaborate because, of course, not. But basically, he's trying to get Luna fed, and once that becomes clear, I can't do that. You have to have a specific, type of woman for that. Either someone who's just given birth or someone who's capable of doing that as a wet nurse. And that's not Alicia. She's a hero. She's a fighter.
Yeah,
but she also.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure she's ever been with anyone. But regardless, she's not giving.
I don't get
that.
the
point.
I don't get the effect.
Yeah, I think she's just too young and too focused on her hero thing.
Well, Clevatess decides that he's going to take on a more human form while they try to find someone, but he needs Alicia to guide him. In this human form, he takes on the name Clen.
Get Clen!
Voiced by Morgan Berry, that's Ubel in Freedom Beyond Journey's End, and Polka Shinuyama in Death Mount Deathplay. And that is the form he takes. It looks human, although he's got a nice little horn on his head. Some things you can't fully erase.
I think he's able to disguise it with magic, but it's still there.
Yeah. So the two of them head off, and Alicia's like, okay, so I can't die. You're this crazy magic beast. We're going to be fine. And that's when bandits attack. And not Clen out like told.
Right. And it's worth noting, did she bring her sword with her?
No.
From the ravine? Okay. I didn't think so. Right. I didn't think so.
That becomes a plot point later, actually.
Right. So there's that. We should also probably explain that when we say she can't die, it's more like Clen or Clevatess, same person, can choose to put her back together as long as parts of her body aren't completely destroyed.
As long as her body's got that dark ichor, that's going to happen whether he wills it or not, but he can will it to not happen if he wanted.
There's that. The other thing is she really can't disobey him.
Nope. If he tells her to do something, her body will act whether she likes it or not.
Yep. So, and she is not really happy about this.
I mean, understandably so. I don't think anybody would be, especially when he's talking about killing all of humanity. If this thing with Luna doesn't work out, he's going to wipe out humanity. So she's still trying to be a hero, even though she's dead and in the service of a demon lord. She still wants to be a hero and protect humanity. So she's like real dead set on keeping Luna alive because that's the fate of humanity right now. But yeah, they get taken out by some bandits who take all their stuff because they had gotten some goods to sell so that they could have some money to hire a wet nurse. That was the idea. Mm-hmm. And the bandit said, "Ooh, you look nice. I'm going to take all your stuff."
And Glenn doesn't really know what to make of this, so he just kind of goes along with it out of curiosity.
Well, no, he gets knocked out, remember?
I did not. Okay.
He does not go along with out of curiosity. They literally they cold cock him and he bleeds out and falls unconscious because yes, he's this demon lord, but in that form he is,
Okay.
just
Right,
as limited as anyone else.
Okay,
And
so I was thinking of the fact that because when he does wake up, he does not go on a genocidal tear. He's just like,
No.
okay, let's see where this goes.
yes, that is true. Although I believe that has a lot to do with the character we'll get into here in a minute. But the bandits are called the Crows,
Very original.
of course. They're led by a big guy named Broco, who is not credited. Thank you, Crunchyroll. Credit your voice actors. I shouldn't have to say this as often as I do, but I do.
And when we say big, we mean horizontally, not vertically.
Yes. He's a big dude with a
But-
big attitude.
Yeah, well, which somewhat justified, especially in bandit terms, because he may not be much in terms of personal combatant, but he has apparently some facility with magic, which is rare enough and difficult enough in this world to be respected.
Yes,
At
which
least
is
in my
actually
opinion.
something that does fascinate Clevatess, because he doesn't know anything about magic, and of course, neither does Alicia.
Right. I mean, he had obviously a lot of Clevatess's powers humans would call magic, but apparently it's apples and oranges.
Indeed. Well, Alicia and, of course, Luna are brought into the ladies' area, which is run by this lady named Carme, voiced by Kelsey Cruz. That's Alfaria Albus Surfort herself in Wistoria Wanted Sword, and Yinghua in the Apothecary Diaries. Carme's kind of like the matron. It's not like she's part of the band. It's more like she's as much a prisoner as anyone else. But she's in charge of this area.
Yeah,
as it were.
she's sort of made herself into the madam of the sort of brothel they put together, and she's trying to look out for herself first of all, and also her girls by essentially manipulating the guys as best she can. And well, she's still alive, but
Indeed,
it's not an easy time.
And this is where we're introduced to another major character, Nelaru, voiced by Celeste Perez. That's Amo Empool in Gachikuta most recently, but also Sei Takanashi in Saints Magic Powers Omnipotent. Nelaru is constantly being abused, and bad things are happening to her, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's always trying to find the bright side. She's always trying to find the better situation, and she's also capable of being a wet nurse. So she does, in fact, she is introduced because of that, and she is the one that first feeds Luna.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, she is just a beautiful person.
Now, we are going to skip over a lot of details because there's so much that happens. But effectively, this bandit thing's was never going to last. Alicia manages to find a way out and basically takes out a bunch of the guys. She finds her way into another hero's regalia that is at the bottom of an ocean, fighting this monster along the way. Her immortality being the thing that keeps her alive in order to do all of this.
Yep, and the bandits that set her down there is sort of just to mess with her, but they've been sending people down to get eaten by the critters in this mine thing.
They did not send her down there. They showed her,
right.
And they didn't send her. She jumped in there.
Right, but the thing is, to them, this has been this cruel joke that, if you come back with the regalia, you get to live and that sort of thing. And so she comes back with the regalia, beaten to shit, and they're like, okay, get her. So she starts kicking ass, and then the monsters come out after her, and she leaves in the chaos while
Yep,
the bandits are getting eaten. They're like, save me, and she's basically like, why?
Yeah, no. The crows get their just desserts. But that's most of them, but that's not Brocco.
Oh no.
He managed to figure out there's something going
friend.
on. Oh yes. He's got a big beastie. He figures out there's something going on with Luna, and he takes Luna and Nelaru with him. And basically, Clevatess as Clem and Alicia have to do a rescue operation, and it is a messy, messy fight. And that's about as much as I want to get into that, but he does get his just desserts, but there is a little bit of an information given. He did not act alone. He is clearly one of the key sticking points is that he was using dark beasts, demons, and enslaving them. This, of course, incensed Clevatess, but he's been doing this for a guy named Drell, who we'll get into in a minute. Immediately in the aftermath, they actually come across another dark beast named Gart, who comes to attack them because he thinks they're part of all of this, and he's come to rescue the dark beasts. Gart is voiced by Dio Garner. That's Graham in Demon Lord 2099, the hero himself, and Falsh in Freerun Beyond Journey's End. He is a dark beast who serves the Demon Lord Zavathir, who is a rival of Clevatess's. They don't get along. So Clevatess just was like, yeah, I'm Clen. I'm like you, I'm a demon serving a Demon Lord. I just happen to serve Clevatess. I'm not Clevatess. I don't know what you're talking about. And it works.
I can't be bothered.
Pretty
dealing
much.
with this.
After an initial understanding, they're both like, yeah, there's something going on with humans, specifically dealing with this Drell guy. Drell is this warlord. He is voiced by Mike Smith. That's Cien LeBlanc in Bye Bye Earth and Kajiki in Amio Kaiten Rebirthverse. Drell is... Oh, God, he's so awful. This big evil overlord. This is your big bad evil guy. If you're playing a tabletop RPG, this is your big bad evil guy.
So he's the commander-in-chief of one of the other kingdom's armies.
Yeah.
Great martial power, great facility with magic. Fucking idiot, as we'll get into.
Oh, yes. We'll definitely get into that. But he is after the kingdom's forge now that the royal family is not there. Because, if he's not there, well...
Yeah, but it was the big, hey, it's free real.
Yes, it's free real estate. And we can take that.
Yep.
He is clashing with a remnant of the army, which is actually run by Princess Tala Mort Anzetta. She is actually the mother of Luna. And she is voiced by Molly Zhang. That's Gyokyo in Apothecary Diaries and Carmilla in Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows. And she is kind of running this what's left of this kingdom that is in shambles, which is being attacked from outside forces trying to seize that forge. They really want that forge to make those weapons. These weapons are highly sought after. And yeah, Drell is trying to take all that. He's also making moves on the controlling of dark beasts, and it's messy.
Mm-hmm.
And things eventually come to a head when he is sending people out to take Luna, because he's figured out that Luna's alive. And he's basically sent some of his henchmen. These being Maynard Swan, voiced by Keeble Walker. That's Luke Barbatos in Berserker Gluttony, and Tasku Subukino in Windbreaker.
Does a fantastic job of being hateable.
Oh, God. I gotta give it to Keeble Walker here.
Oh,
Sir, you made this character who just visually is creepy, and his actions are bad. Oh my God, you made him so much worse, and I love you for it. He is such a hateable dude. He is a sadistic psychopath, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to do terrible things, it's another to do them for lulz, essentially.
He's reveling in it, yes.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a more I'm doing my job because it's my job character. Nai Shavoltis, voiced by the legendary Mallory Rodak, that's Freerin herself in Freerin Beyond Journey's End, and Great Sage or Raphael in Reincarnated as a Slime. Also, Annalise Dragon Road in Mushoku Tensei. She's got like abilities to control metal, basically. Like she can move it around freely. And she is very much more on, I'm gonna go find this baby. And I think you're the baby. Here's a pill. If you've got any magic in you, it'll display that and we'll know that's who it is. If you're not, well, then you'll die. And don't worry, if it's not and you die, it'll be very quick. It's not going to suffer.
Yeah, so very much the banality of evil type.
Yes, we have the psycho and the I'm following orders types. Basically, the two flavors of evil.
Mm-hmm.
They are overcome, and particularly for Alicia, overcoming Maynard is probably her crowning achievement, I would say, in terms of her storyline. We haven't really got into it too much, but she is constantly trying to say, what kind of a hero am I? I can't do this, I can't do that, I have to follow orders of a demon who wants to wipe out humanity if he doesn't go, things don't go his way. I haven't been able to stop him, I haven't been able to change his mind, I can't do anything. Am I really a hero in this state? She takes out Maynard, prevents him from just slaughtering innocent people, and more than that, destroying their whole ecosystem. So he deliberately tried to destroy the forest so they'd have no woodland to work in because he got off on it. And she killed him, stopped him cold. To me, that was her defining step. Yes, you are a hero. She doesn't quite realize it herself at that point, and that takes a little bit more. But I think I say as an audience member, that's where I say, yeah, no, you've proven yourself. Well, things aren't looking great in the kingdom. We have a battle between Drell and another soldier, Road Royce, who has a lesser version of the hero's regalia. He is voiced by Aaron Roberts, that's Soyuz in Dr. Stone, and Shuichi Natori in Natsume's Book of Friends. They fight each other, he loses, but Drell doesn't kill him. He, quote-unquote, respects the warrior spirit or whatever, and just kind of moves on, leaving Road incredibly frustrated.
Actually, do you know who Drell reminds me of in a weird sort of way is M. Bison as portrayed in the silly Street Fighter movie.
Of course!
He does have that energy.
Yeah. Not nearly as entertaining as Raul Julia, but yeah, that same thing of, he's got this very complex layered madness to him.
Oh, yes. And rather than have Alicia fight him, Clevatess decides, I'm going to go as myself, as Clevatess. I'm going to deal with this guy because he's messing with my people. And they fight. And there's more to Drell than met the eye. Drell basically melts his own body and blood away in order to seal Clevatess into that. He's basically becomes a pawn of another demon lord, basically.
I think he was all along, right?
It doesn't. It does seem that way.
Yeah,
but
that's where a lot of his power of his came from. But yeah, he's like, I'm gonna, just like he's trying to free humanity by enslaving himself to the monsters, or he's crazy.
Oh yeah, no.
Or just
and
stupid.
That he is aided by the Demon King Vorden, but this allows him to continue on in a form that is generated by the Demon King Vorden.
Yeah.
While his original body is basically sealing Clevatess as a mass of blood.
Yeah. So basically, we've just got a monster at this point to deal with.
Yes, indeed. And how do you kill a monster?
Well, everyone knows it takes a hero to kill a monster.
Indeed. As the title says, we need a hero. And the good news is we got one.
Well, 2 really. Um,
I don't
'Cause-
think Clevatess
or 2 or
sees
3.
himself as a hero.
No. I'm talking about Road.
Oh,
'Cause
yes.
remember, he and
Yes.
Alicia work hand in glove to kill this fuck.
Yes, they do. Clevatess is trying to figure out what's going on with the forge that everyone's fighting over.
Right.
And so he actually takes Luna with him into that forge, and he ends up dealing with his own mess. But while he's dealing with that, Alicia, Rode, and the princess, really, you're right, it is about 3
Oh,
years.
yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
They end up dealing with Drell, and it is a knockout, drag-out fight of extreme proportion. And this is where we learn Drell's entire sad motivation. Why did he kill Alicia's father? They were friends. Her father was supposed to be the one that was actually, they killed the dragon, but he lost a leg in the process, meaning he's not going to really be able to fight like that. So he lets Drell take it. Well, Drell takes issue with this and goes off to go kill him because he's not, quote, his real self, which is really, really bizarre. Weird
It's
thinking.
imposter syndrome or guilt or something. I'm not sure what was going on in his head, but
I
I
agree
think
that that's
it
what's going on,
spirals
but
from there.
yeah, I agree that's his reason, but like, good lord, that's why you kill the guy?
Yeah, I don't think he was. I can't help wondering if seeing that happen to his friend made him snap, or if he was just like holding his sanity was holding on by a thread all along and nobody realized.
Really
knows?
hard to say. He's something.
Yeah, events like that can really do a number on people, but I suppose only the author really knows. The point is,
Indeed.
he went crazy.
He absolutely went crazy, and yeah, that's what turned him into the general for the kingdom of Bolate. Yeah, I might be looking things up now, where he has been invading Haydn from. And yeah, he basically like going on about that. He's also going on about how we're not real humans. The true humans have left us. That's why the heroes don't work, because we're not the real humans. And I'm sure there's something to what he's talking about, but dude, calm the hell down.
Yes, you have accurately stated the problem. Your solution isn't.
Yeah. So he does in fact get defeated, and he calls out, is like, help me! I need your help, Demon King Vorden. And Vorden's like, nah, you failed. Bye. Big discarding and pawn.
Yeah, well, I mean, pawn fucked up, and unless it's of further use. Speaking as
Indeed.
a sometime evil overlord myself, I mean, what? You want me to save you? Why? You're of no further use.
Indeed. So that's the sad tale of Drell. But meanwhile, Clevatess is having his own fun encounter with the head removed form of King Haydn. He's still alive, even though his head is indeed clean off. He's carrying it in his hands.
Yep, Sleepy Hollow style.
Oh yeah, and they have this whole conversation that the king wanted to basically throw Luna into the forge, because this is the royal family tradition, is that the heir is thrown into the forge and comes back out with a new purpose in their mind. And this does something to them, as evidenced by King Hyde still being around, and also bent on something that is not entirely clear. He's bent on the will of the forge itself, specifically.
Yep. Can you say demonic possession, children?
I mean, more or less, yes.
Yeah, it's well, at least Clevatess's speculation is that they obviously are destroyed when they're thrown into the blazing hot forge, and then something that looks like them is rebuilt and sent back out.
And that's a
Maybe with
reasonable
their
assumption.
soul, maybe not.
And he, of course, prevents Luna from getting tossed in. And King Haydn has a bit of a freak out. He's dealt with. And the forge turns into a book, a luminous book, the very book that's been in the ending credits the entire time. And Clevatess
A
is able
lovely
to
bit
use
of
this
narrative synchronity, I think is the term.
synchronicity, sir.
Okay.
We when we talked about this as the ending. You said the same thing, and I told you synchronicity is the word you're looking for back then too. Oh boy. But yes, that is indeed a thing. And Clevatess actually you cannot initially read this thing because it is incredibly blinding. But he's able to use his darkness to darken it up just so he's able to read it. And just looking at it, reading it, causes him to basically temporarily go insane, I think. Because he puts Luna down, who's crying for him the entire time, and just starts laughing. I'm done killing humanity. This is all absurd. Ha 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 ha! It takes Alicia bitch smack talking him psychically for him to put himself back together. Which the book, when it's closed after that, locks itself, and they don't have a key for it.
Be that way.
So they, having put himself back together, Clen's like, all right, I'm taking this. We're gonna figure out what's going on here. But as the heroes of the kingdom, Clen and Alicia are brought in and recognized as heroes, which is hilarious given that one of them is Clevatess, the one that destroyed the kingdom, but you know.
Details.
Luna is reunited with his mother in an incredibly awesome scene where he actually just walks to her. Clem basically like let him, choose this, sets Luna down, and Luna does indeed walk to his mother, and it's incredibly heartwarming. It's a great scene. But they are recognized as heroes, and there's more to be done, but that is where the season ends. What a journey. And we have only scratched the surface, and that's deliberate, because if we went a play-by-play through literally every thing that came out, we'd probably be here for 2 or 3 hours. I don't think you guys want to hear that, and I don't think we want to spend that much time, even though this is awesome. I think you get the idea. This show is magnificent. It is a classic fantasy adventure, the likes of which I have not seen out of anime in a very long time outside of Isekai. More, please.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I think about all I've got. How about you?
I think that'll do.
All right. So, moving out from talking about the awesomeness of Clevatess, you've got a YouTube shout out to give.
Yes. So, for anyone who's into history in general or naval history in particular, this is a relatively new channel that was started jointly by Rex of Rex's Hangar. And I don't even know if he has a handle or whatever, but we just call him by his channel name, History of Everything. So, two of the guys in this little clique who I don't really shout them out because in addition to history stuff, they also do more contemporary stuff, and we have a no politics rule. But this channel is purely Age of Sail, so it's safe enough. And basically, it's just them talking about specifically Age of Sail stuff that they want to talk about. And they've got, at time of recording, 6 videos out. They're quite excellent, and I highly recommend them. So basically, if you, I'm sure if you're in the history space, you've encountered Drakenfell. If you like his stuff, you'll like this. If you don't, then probably not. That's it.
Indeed. So, yeah, that's a cool shout out. Looks like fun. Well, that brings us to the closeout portion of the show. Now, I know you're not on social media, Ark, But where can the people find you?
Evilise lately. I've gone back to Final Fantasy 12.
Good times.
And yeah, I'm not sure what else of note. But yeah, that's mostly I've just been working and stuff. So
All right, well, good to know. As for me, you can find me on Twitter at LaserKidPrime. You can find me on Blue Sky at LaserKid when I'm actually there, which is not super often, but it happens. And you can find me on the Toonami Faithful podcast, alongside friend of the podcast, Sketch and Kuro, as well as everyone else over at that awesome group of people that I've been honored to be a part of that team for 5 years now. We talk about Toonami. If you like anime, which I imagine you do if you're listening to us, check out Toonami. And if you like that, you should check out Toonami Faithful. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. As for Simuldub Saints, you can find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Simuldub Saints. And of course, the podcast is right here on YouTube, but also on Spotify podcasts and several audio platforms that pushes out to as well, if you prefer the more audio experience, which there's nothing wrong with. I do like to put silly things in the videos, so I do recommend the YouTube version, but whatever works for you is fine. You'll hear us geek out and rant about anime in either way. Well, that about does it for this week's episode of Simuldub Saints, so until next time, catch you later.
But I'm not a hero any longer, am I? I'm a dead woman walking, driven by Iker.
Who says you're not a hero anymore? Is that for you to decide? Is having a sword what makes you a hero? Is killing a dark beast what makes you a hero? What is it that drove you to become one in the first place?
I always dreamed of making the world bigger.
I see. Nelaru's world is bigger now, is it not? And in any case, I don't believe I ever told you to stop being a hero.